Hello, welcome to Urban Chickadoodle. My name is Melissa, and if you are new here, welcome to our flock. Today we are doing a video on our garden. I'm going to show you our summer garden. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to start at my vegetable garden. It is a really long row, and we have, this year I decided to plant our squashes throughout the garden along with the tomato plants. So right here we have some butternut squash growing. I have lettuce, it's starting to shoot up, so sometimes I let it go to seed, sometimes I pick it. I will probably pick it. We have a watermelon plant coming up. I grew like 12 of them because watermelon never does good here, and for some reason out of 12 plants I tend to only get one, and my son requested watermelon. We have tomato plants right here, and along on the tomato plant we have some peas growing. We have green beans throughout the garden. This, it's either a cantaloupe or a honeydew. My husband's a mailman, and a customer ended up giving him some seeds, and he said they are really good seeds. And I planted them and I just kind of threw them in the garden, and so this is either honeydew or cantaloupe. Hopefully, well, either one's fine. This is a cucumber. So if you can see, we're getting nice cucumber. And more tomato plants, because I make a lot of spaghetti sauce. I make sun-dried tomatoes. I do a lot with tomatoes. And here is a pepper plant. So we have a few different pepper plants growing throughout the yard as well. And these plants, they're asparagus. So this is the second year I have asparagus, which means we can start picking them. And then I have leeks growing. They are ready to be harvested. And a zucchini. I have lots of zucchini, and looks like I need to pick some more. They are getting a little too big, so I'm gonna be having to make some zucchini bread. Some more tomatoes. And more cucumber, because we love a lot of cucumber, plus our family does, like my sister does, and so when I have extra I just give it to her. This is another butternut squash plant. We love roasted butternut squash. And some more zucchini, because I make a lot of zoodle noodles and zucchini bread, and we cut it up, and we also we shred it up and we make pizza crust. And this is our orchard. So let's take a tour of our orchard. So these are my apple trees. They're about 11 years old. These are Braeburn apples. And right across from it is another apple tree. And these normally have Honeycrisp. The thing about apples is every other year they do really good. So last year we picked them and we made a lot of hard apple cider out of them. And along this side of the fence, we grow blackberries. These are thornless blackberries. They are my favorite because obviously I don't get hurt. Growing up, we always had a lot of blackberries growing wild in Portland, Oregon. And over here in Idaho, they do not grow wild. So I'm always loving it because it kind of reminds me of Portland. We would always just pick it, and we would make so many different things with blackberries. Moving on, curling under the trees. This is my cherry tree. And cherry trees actually get really big. They're supposed to be dwarf, but they are really tall. And this is my other cherry tree. This tree has 4 different kinds of cherries on it. This one has 1. It's not cherry season anymore, obviously. And then on this side of the fence, on the other wall, we have raspberries growing. And we have a lot of raspberries growing because we absolutely love raspberries. And in between, we have 2 blueberry bushes. I always had blueberry bushes growing up. They don't do amazing over here. We have to keep putting product on them to help them to do better. This tree is my nectarine tree. They do really good and they're super tasty. They're obviously not ready yet. They're still green. And this is my plum tree. These are purple plums. Growing up in Portland, my best friend and I would walk the neighborhood and there would always be these trees growing throughout the neighborhood, and we would just pick purple plums and eat it. And we would joke that if we were ever bums that we would totally be fine because we would live off of blackberries and purple plums. So right here is where I used to have a pear tree. Pear trees don't do great in Idaho. They usually end up getting some kind of disease, and we even have our fruit sprayed. But for some reason it's wanting to come back. My husband ended up cutting it this year, cutting it down for me. I got tired of, not only do we not get the most beautiful pears out of them, the tree gets the disease, and then it attracts yellow jackets and wasps, and I am really scared of them. So he chopped it down, and we're gonna put an apricot tree here instead. Here is where we have a peach tree, and if you can tell, the peaches are ripe. For some reason, the birds have not figured them out this year. Normally they do. Normally they go crazy and they're already trying to eat my peaches up, but maybe it's because we put the chicken coop in, and maybe they're somehow a little scared of the chicken coop. Hello, cutie and Cloudy. Now, if you can see, this side is kind of a mess because we are still like redoing this area. In the corner is where my husband wants to put a shed so we can put all our garden stuff and lawnmower, etc. And we moved this chicken coop over here, and then we'll just put the swing set back behind there and just kind of organize it a little bit better. We also have different herbs growing throughout our yard. This is lavender, and it is the kind that you can actually bake with. This is my herb flower pot, and this is thyme and oregano. They come back every year, so I don't really have to do much with it. Hello, Princess. Say hello to everybody. This is also a herb garden. It has lots of oregano that comes back every year. It has cilantro and my basil. Now, if you can see, it's right up against my window. And my husband built it here because he just kind of cut this so I can be inside and I can open the window and just grab my herbs. We used to have a strawberry patch right here, and I loved it, but we decided to take our strawberries and we're gonna plant them in here. So we obviously dug it all out, and we're gonna put some strawberries in the wheelbarrow, and we're gonna put some strawberries off of this. Along the front is where I keep my mint. If you can see, it's because we have the cement right here, so it contains the mint, because mint can go crazy in a yard. But I love walking out to the front porch and just picking our mint. These flowers are, we call them weed flowers. They're not really weeds, but they go crazy too, so we also contain them right here. And then my front porch is where I have all my citrus growing. These are my citrus. These are lemons and oranges, and I actually planted them from seed. I was thinking about doing a video for you guys how to grow citrus from seed. These are 3 years old. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, remember to subscribe to our channel. Bye, and see you in the next video.